pro tip, something that I've learned from the past.
I love pro tips.
You don't always have to do an open bar. An open bar is great, but it's not necessarily what's winning right now. Signature cocktails are really big. So spending the money to buy everyone's first drink and picking something fun, something funky, a classy, well, they call them punch bowls or fish bowls at a lot of places. You can do a Moscow Mule. Most bars do that for the regular price of a mixed drink because ginger beer is about the same price as like a vodka soda. Or
I have seen that.
Yeah.
I get my one cocktail complimentary, and then I will buy. I was grateful for that.
Yeah, and people aren't necessarily coming to your event because it's free drinks, and if they are, we've all been there.
Talk to us 3 years ago.
They're coming because they appreciate you. They're coming to network themselves. Maybe they're your client and it's a room full of your other clients, but they can now do business together because they've met there. So figuring out areas where you can cut costs and still look classy. Making sure that when people walk in the room, if you are doing some type of open bar, having trays of wine and beer, your average things that people would order, ready to go.
Right.
So the bartender isn't just sitting there opening a bunch of beers and now there's a bottleneck and a big line stacking up. If you are serving beers and wine, having some set up ready to go before everyone gets there.
Right.
Greeter cocktails, those are really nice. So that's kind of like the pro side of serving beverages at a drink is when people walk into an event, you want them to be happy in the first 5 minutes, and that's the biggest way to put a smile on someone's face is to make sure that the process of getting a beverage, whether it be alcoholic or non-alcoholic or food, is not complicated.
And what this makes me think about is user experience or customer service. So if you work in retail, what's somebody experiencing when they first walk into your store?
Absolutely.
Or if you have an app, what are the people seeing? And I think Michael made a really good point that I hadn't necessarily known or thought of, but you really have 5 minutes, possibly less. But I think with an event, people will give it time
Well, they have to like,
feel
put
it
their
out.
coat down.
Right.
Are they shoving it under a table, or is there a coat check or a coat hanger? If they're coming directly from work, do they have their bag? Do they have their laptop? All things that people will get hung up on as they walk through the door and really make it less of the experience you're trying to create because you want them to be excited about hanging out with you, hanging out with your brand.